Well, we are live and direct with the Ultimate Pool Pro Series 2 semi-finals. Callum Singleton against Shane Thompson. Second straight major weekend that Callum Singleton has reached this stage. He'll be hoping to cash in on this occasion, go one step further than he did in the British Open, where he reached the final to be defeated by Cole Bedford. But it is a very welcome return to this stage for the safecracker. It's been a while since we've seen Shane Thompson in an Ultimate Pool semi-final. Some would say it's been far too long. And by some, I mean me. Stephen Jamieson and Tony Holgate here with you on the comms for this one, and I'm sure it's a sentiment you'd echo as well, Tony. Shane has been absolutely awesome this weekend, but this has been a little bit overdue. Far too good a player to have been as quiet as he has for the last year and a half. We've talked a lot about those reasons why. They're pretty clear. It's obvious as to what's caused the slowdown, if you like, in his English 8-ball game. But for me, just a joy to watch Shane in full flow. One of my favourite players to watch when he's at his best, and he's been at his best this weekend.
Yeah, I echo that. It was fantastic yesterday in Pro Series 1, and if it wasn't for the fact that an incredible Ian Alley snuck up and pinched a match from him, I mean completely out of nowhere, who knows what Shane would have gone on to do yesterday, and that's not taking anything away at all from Aaron Davis, who, let's just say, thoroughly deserved his victory last night. Played absolutely brilliant. But Thompson, undeterred, dusted himself down after defeat. And now he comes back stronger than ever in event number 2. That, if he can get through, is an absolutely fabulous shot. Does he have the gap? I believe he does. He's down. And this is a brilliant finish from Shane Thompson. Oof. Thompson at his very, very best. Well, if Callum Singleton didn't know what he was going to be up against in his semi-final, he certainly does now. Let's just say about Callum, recent runner-up in the British Open at Daventry to Cole Bedford. Callum has come through a couple of real battering long matches, bruising encounters, and he's here still standing. One epic he had earlier today against Ryan Pisani. He wasn't finished there, so he's hopefully refreshed a bit now, because he did have a little bit of a break before having to come back out this evening. And it will be Callum to break off in frame at number 2. Of course, these matches are all a race to 8. 50 minutes on the match clock. We've used up just over 4 in that first frame. No golden breaks as you see the black go down. Those are reserved for the Monday nights. So, thankfully for Callum, he did make a yellow as well, so the black will be respotted, and Callum will then carry on regardless. Cue ball in a nice position, plenty of choice. You can take either reds or yellows. They're sat equally as inviting.
We've talked about the Shane Thompson renaissance. How about the Callum Singleton renaissance? By his very, very high standards, he's had a very quiet couple of years. Came up through the challenges early on in his Ultimate Pool career, and in one of his very first Pro Series events, he went all the way to a final against Chris Melling. And then since then, it's been a bit of a drought for someone as good as Callum. He's had an awful lot going on off the table. Got married, baby on the way, loads of stuff to get excited about, but that's actually come hand in hand at the moment with some excellent performances on the table. He was superb at the British Open, and he's been brilliant here today as well. Similar story to Shane, really. Far too good a player to keep down for long. What has happened this weekend is that he's had to come through a couple of wars, really, on the outside tables where there's no match and shot clock, and those matches can get a little lengthy if they're allowed to. And came through a right battle with Ryan Pisani early on this morning. That one went pretty much all the way. And then his next game also was very much not a marathon. Sorry, very much a marathon, not a sprint. Came through Ricky Jones 8-4 in that match. Ricky was playing brilliantly in that tournament. Took a really good performance from Callum to stop him.
Position here now to the black, because I don't think it goes past the yellow, so it's going to have to get down to the bottom of the table. So play it in the middle, and that's a lovely shot there from Callum Singleton. And this is a good response.
Yeah, absolutely. Good to see as well. From a neutral perspective, both players starting well. Frame on the board early, off the break. Semi-final, it's time to raise the level, it's time to bring the heat. Both players in the opening two frames have done exactly that, one each after two. This is Danielle Randall at the table, and well, all I'll say is hello. She was 5-0 down. This is to make it 5-3. There may yet be a twist. That's 3 straight for Danielle Randall, and you never know. Races to 7. She's kept Lucy off the hill. She's 2 away. You never know.
Well, Callum Singleton opting for the yellows. Only tricky ball you can see is the yellow just below the black. But he does have a yellow nearby, which I'm sure he'd try and use to get himself positioned onto that ball. getting to the key shots now. So this is for Callum, important to land the correct side of that yellow, and he hasn't. You want to land just above it, the one nearest where the balls are racked. Yellow beneath the black goes nowhere. I think all he can hope for now is just that if he can dig the cue ball even deep enough to pot the yellow into the right hand corner and try and screw the cue ball into that red sat just above it, and then try and play a double. Well, he tried to play a double with that yellow. Well, it's always going to be very low percentage. And Shane Thompson now comes to the table. He'll be looking to play a decent safety on short. A couple of shots time. Does the 2-in-1 there, just promotes that red into a better position. Snooker's Callum Singleton. Callum, I'm suggesting we'll try and attempt to hit the yellow that's nearest the black, not the one at the bottom of the table, which he has done. I would imagine Callum's going back behind the reds here. To be fair, I don't think Shane would have minded Callum Singleton potting that yellow. Would have forced him to try and remove the yellow out the way of Shane's red at the bottom of the table. And Shane plods on, determined to get either that yellow moved or ball in hand. Well, he's got the latter. He has ball in hand. So what plan does Shane have up his sleeve? I'm not so sure. He'll just put it behind the red and play it, playing into the corner. Because the cue ball's going to be very close to that red. I think you might have a more elaborate plan involved. That's to pot and probably move. Going to try and cannon down into these balls from this pot into the middle. Didn't work out how Shane would have liked, so it's back to the drawing board. Again, time is on Shane's side here at the moment. Callum Singleton just chucking another fly in the ointment. But this does now give Shane the opportunity to try and do something with this little cluster at the bottom. It's obviously not a plant with the red and the yellow, because I'm sure he would have played the loss of turn shot straight away and just left Callum shooting at the ball at the top. What if he could play the red off Left hand cushion. Red into the yellow then. Played that very well, Shane Thompson. Callum Singleton tried to play the loss of turn, maybe even tried to play the combination shot, but it's really worked out badly. In fact, it couldn't have gone any worse for Callum Singleton, because all that's happened is the yellow's come away from the pocket, and now Shane Thompson has a clear path to winning this frame. And there you see, he's just looking at the angle now. He wants to leave himself on this last red. Just wants to leave himself perfectly, so he can just roll the red into the corner and land just behind the black ball. Play the black down the rail. So this shot, just plain ball, straight rolling for Shane. Cue ball behind the black ball, black in the same pocket. And this for 2-1, and we have used quite a bit of the allotted time in this frame, but this is now 2-1 to the man from Somerset.
Yeah, wasn't expecting that type of frame 3 after the, well, fast start from the pair of them, really. They both started brilliantly, breaking clearance each to begin the match, and then just got bogged down a little in rack number 3. Two on Thompson in this race to 8. So right now, all the frames have gone with the head. Callum Singleton looking to continue that trend. Should also mention, for those watching us live who've got half an eye on the Women's Pro Series semi-final, Danielle Randall, who was 5-0 down, has pulled it back to 5-4. Callum Singleton looking to go to 2-2. Slightly smaller comeback. And these are all there on yellows. They're a little tricky, but every ball has a pocket. It just requires good cue ball control. It's something that Singu doesn't tend to struggle with.
Nicely played shot there from Callum. Holds himself in decent position. And if the black ball slides past that red in the top left, that makes things a lot easier for Callum Singleton. If it doesn't, he's going to have to probably use that yellow that's at the top of the table to gain position onto the black. He might have to do that anyway. Well, tricky 8 ball for Callum. He's going to go, by the looks of him, into the bottom right hand corner with his black. That's what he's eyeing up. This a 2-2. That looks very, very close indeed. And in it goes. Nice steady finish there from Callum Singleton. A smile on his face, quite happy with that. Callum Singleton just trying to keep Shane Thompson firmly plonked in his seat. Not hit a ball, Shane, since he went 2-1 up. And it's 2-2, and we're nearly halfway through the match clock. Similar situation to the Harrison match earlier. Though we haven't had a bizarre frame like we did in that. Involving Declan Brennan, of course. While he put all his eggs in one basket there, Callum Singleton went to pot the one in the corner, nudged the yellow out from behind the red. Well, he achieved the second part of that equation, but unfortunately for him, didn't make the pot.
And even in these early stages, it still is early stages scoreboard-wise, even though we're just about to tick over the halfway stage in the match clock. That's come out okay.
Yes,
a lot of moving parts on that, but that couldn't have come out much nicer really for Shane Thompson.
No, we'd be happy with that.
But yeah, it still feels early stages in this match because it's 2-2. But we have now played over half of the match clock. Mistakes have to be at a premium.
Well, Shane will just be wanting to play cue ball anywhere between the two reds, really.
Yeah, he's going to have two shots to play, isn't he? One's harder than the other. But sort of 6 of one, half a dozen of the other. If he lands anywhere near the sort of the bottom jaw of the middle pocket, he'll be really pleased. Oh, taking the double on.
Yes, yep. I don't blame him in essence, because it's far easier to get position onto this double, onto this red, than to try and get in between the two.
No, you're absolutely correct, yeah.
And Shane not wanting to take too many chances.
Yeah, it's a very comfy double as well.
Yeah, to be fair, anything that Shane's had to double this weekend, and I've seen a lot of him on the arena table, I can't remember him missing one. In fact, I can't remember him missing much at all.
No. Put together maybe performance of the weekend in this tournament as well. Dusted Christophe Lambert 8-0 in the last 32, I think, last night.
I bet you this now. If we could get all the stats of all the matches in both pro events so far, I bet you Shane Thompson has missed the least balls of anybody in the entire event.
Wouldn't surprise me. His frame difference, I think, would be higher than anybody else's. (3-2) Thompson. Just about to show you the final stages of this frame between Danielle Randall and Lucy Smith, and that is a fabulous shot from Danielle.
Clever little shot there from Danielle.
Yeah, great play.
No need to force the issue in that position.
Should just say, for those uninitiated, Lucy Smith was 5-0 up in this semi-final. She has won another frame. She won the last, but it's 6-4 currently.
And you'd have to say Danielle's going to get an opportunity to win that frame, one that she should probably take.
Well, Danielle should almost certainly win that frame from there, because, I mean, if Lucy gets out of that snooker, she's played an unbelievable shot. But even then...
Pot it and get on the black.
Well, you know, if she gets out the snooker, she's played an unbelievable shot. But even then, Danielle's got the yellow hanging over the bag. It should be 6-5 that all day long.
Some fight back by Danielle.
Yeah, absolutely brilliant. Tell you, Lucy has missed the attempt on the 8 ball. So Danielle has cue ball in hand for the last 2 yellows. Callum Singleton, meanwhile, on the main table here, has made a ball on the break. He's probably made more mistakes than Shane Thompson in this match, but he can just eliminate that from his mind. He's 1 frame behind. He's got this chance. He's well in this semi-final.
Well, he's 1 frame behind, but on level breaks, it's not been a break of serve as such.
No.
Just wanted to get the cue ball out a bit further there, Callum. I think we're playing this, it's okay, he's got the easy pot into the middle, but he's always connecting, and as you can see there, he's looking to see where he's going to knock this other yellow. What he doesn't want to do is send this yellow into that red that is just immediately above it. And he hasn't, he's played that, say, pretty well. I think he's happy. I think he can get to the bottom yellow clean. If he can, the frame's at his mercy. Shouldn't be any problems here now for Callum. Just tops this through a bit off the bottom rail. And a nice easy black ball to make this 3-3. Callum's not going away. And down goes the black. And we are level once again here in the men's pro semi-final. Smile again from Callum, enjoying his match out there. I can tell you, Danielle Randall did complete that frame to make it 6-5 in the semi-final. We look at the table now. This is now frame number 12. Danielle just 1 behind and at the table.
She gets this, it will be hill. This was off the Lucy Smith break. You have to say, you really do have to say, whatever happens, this is an unbelievable performance from Danielle Randall. She looked dead and buried at 5-0. That was your first shot. It's okay. Not much more than that. Still a bit of heavy work for the Rocket. What a weekend she's had. Final and semi-final so far. Looking to go back-to-back finals. Shane Thompson breaks off. Someone who knows a thing or two about back-to-back finals. He once did 4 back-to-back-to-back-to-back. Won 3 of them.
Shane Thompson then be looking at the long yellow into the corner. Pull the cue ball back just back to the other side of that other yellow. No, it's gone forward. Makes no difference. Either or. What he wants to be left with is just the little plant down at the cushion with the two reds on the left hand side. This will be rolled very slowly down the cushion.
Yeah, this will be delicate. Only thing that can go wrong here is Shane just gets this line slightly awry, and the red just pops away from the pocket. Just really has to be mindful of that. But that's lovely.
Little drag shot. This is a plain half ball, drop in, black in the centre.
He's got such a lovely touch around the table.
And once again, we're going with the sequence. Shane Thompson now leads 4 frames to 3.
Match clock continues to tick. We're at 17:43. We're going to check in again on the Women's Pro Series semi-final. Lucy Smith has managed to get herself a shot at the table, and this is a shot at the final as well. Win this frame and she will be in the Pro Series final. Will Lucy? Danielle breaking down on reds, and yellows with the opportunity. Not exactly straightforward. Lucy's broken down in this position prior. He's faltered and getting over the line here. She was, remember, 5-0 up. Danielle's won 5 of the last 6 frames. Callum Singleton ready to break off in frame 8.
Well, could we see the first gap developing? Callum Singleton breaks dry. Shane Thompson surveys the situation. He will be looking at yellows. And yellows he has taken. He's done the donkey work here, Shane. Tries to get rid of these 2 yellows at the bottom. Yellow over the middle. Will be sporting it on the black. Or will it? He's going to switch it up. Prefers the ball at the bottom, does he? But But this is the first opportunity to get a couple clear. She wants to pinch this in with a bit of right hand side now. Just kill the white so it just comes away from the rail, just a fraction, just so he can get all his tip to the cue ball to play that black into the top right hand corner. Lovely.
Yeah, it was more comfortable.
Yeah, it looked a bit tight.
I thought it was, actually.
From my angle, yeah. Well, this for 5-3 and a 2-frame cushion for Shane Thompson.
And that was never in doubt. Lovely finish from the safe cracker. Time to check back in on the Women's Pro Series semi-final. Oh, and in off Lucy Smith.
Great chance now for Danielle. Also nudged that yellow away from the bag, so I think that red might creep in into that corner.
If
Danielle
it does, it's a decent chance.
Well, Danielle's eager to come around and have a look.
You could also make an argument for going lost a turn, but you've got to be so careful doing it. Plenty to think about for Danielle.
She wants to be so sure she gets this now. Take it to the hill.
Well, that's it. There's almost weirdly more pressure on this for Danielle, maybe than even she felt at the start of the match, because she's put so much work in getting back into this semi after she was dead and buried really at 5-0 down. Shane breaks off at 5-3 in front, and this is a massive chance for 6-3.
That's a thunderous break.
What a break.
Thunderous.
Dream scenario for the safe cracker.
Look at the explosion of the balls.
Yeah, that's a monster.
Right, immediately gets onto this ball at the bottom. I think Shane might now just play this yellow at the bottom and kick the black out. He might leave the cue ball at the bottom of the table he'll still be on the yellow in the middle. Oh, he's been unlucky there. Look at that. Kicks it out and look where it's gone, right behind that red.
Well, all of a sudden, what looked like an absolutely routine 6-3 is no longer.
No, he's now got to find another plan from somewhere to dislodge the red away from that black, or just the black out into the open. Mind you, we've seen some incredible shots from Shane Thompson this weekend. The worst case scenario is if he can't move it out, he can definitely get the cue ball to the bottom, just into the middle of the bottom of the table, and he will have the opportunity of a double into the middle. So we're going to see how Shane's feeling. He's feeling like, well, he tried to move it. I'm not sure that was the recommended shot. I think I'd have rather just taken my medicine and played a double, especially that he's not missed any doubles, I don't think, this weekend, because that's now gone a bit ropey.
Is there a way he can land on that yellow, or he can come down the left-hand side of the table? Oh, he's missed the pot.
Yeah, I didn't like that. Because he was having to play with so much top. Really did make that pot probably 5 or 6 times harder than it would be if he just dropped it in. Yeah, he got. I think.
What a let-off for Callum this is.
I think a bit greedy there. I think if he, in hindsight, he'd have just potted the 3 balls and left himself the double with the black into the middle. If he gets down to the bottom, I fancy him to get it. He's playing that well, and he took on a really low percentage shot to move out the red and black.
It's a huge miss, though. I mean, when he came to the table, it's a... For me, I look at it and I think, well, that's 100 out of 100.
Yeah, no, Well, where the black was, I don't blame him for trying to kick it out the first time round.
Yeah. He is going to get back to the table, though. He is going to get back to the table.
Yeah, quite incredible. And he left an angle as well, just so he can move this red out away from the black this time. No, he's not bothering. When I thought he was going to move it, he's not going to bother now and go around. Well, he's going to try and get position on it in the corner. That'd be an incredible shot.
Yeah, hold on to your hats for this positional shot. 1, 2.
No.
Not quite. And so that ripple you can hear in the background is because the result of the Women's Pro Series semi-final is in. Lucy Smith has survived a big scare to go into the final, and Shane Thompson has just got an unbelievable fluke. Wow. Wow. The safecracker doesn't know where to look. That is astonishing. Callum Singleton exits the arena.
I don't blame him.
Good time for a comfort break from his perspective.
Safe cracker, that was more like a Christmas cracker.
Oh, ridiculous. What a time to pull that out.
With a big present inside it. In fact, both players have gone for a toilet break.
Here you peep in on the match currently on table 2. It's live for you on the Ultimate Pool YouTube channel. Sam Webber, Mark Shepherd across that one for you. As we see the mini Iceman at the table. That's a great positional shot. He's going to have a horrible red mind. Would have loved to have just slid up just a fraction. Gonna have to go straight at it. He's made it. It's 8 ball for another frame for Reece McLaughlin as we head back to the main table. Callum Singleton breaking off, and he will try and screw his head back on after what he just saw. 6-3 the lead for Shane Thompson. 15-second shot clock now in play. Callum Singleton bang up against it because of Shane Thompson's rather naughty little fluke. You won't see a bigger fluke in a little while.
These yellows at Shane Thompson's mercy. As he swiftly moves through the balls, get himself on the hill, and there's only, well, it's going to be About 8 minutes left as well. So Shane Thompson, a huge favourite now to make the final.
Callum will have been hoping when he steps out the arena that he comes back in and he can just reset, get another chance, get himself back on the horse. And instead what's happened is Shane Thompson's got first go and has taken out a pretty routine break and finish, or counter or reverse finish I should say, off the Callum Singleton drive break. Tough to take for Singu. Shane Thompson is on the hill. Remember, Stevie Dempsey and Phil Harrison await the winner of this match.
Yeah, and it was 3-3, don't forget. So we just have a little peek over the border.
It's a good way of looking at it like that. This is the Tier 3 final. Gavin Simpson-Allen and Rhys McLaughlin. It's Gavin who will get a chance to win the tournament.
Yeah, he made the semi-final of the Tier 3 one yesterday. Did Gavin. Lost to Adam Jenkins, I believe, and Adam Jenkins went on to win that. In fine style, might I say.
Yeah, I have a suspicion that when they both come back in Bolton, they won't be Tier 3 anymore. That's the nature of the ranking system. Especially Gavin having a deep run in both events. So Singleton will get a chance in this next frame. It's all he could hope for, really. It's not a particularly lovely chance at first visit, but it's not terrible.
Yeah, but it's got to be quick as well.
Yeah, it needs 4 frames in 7.5 minutes. Big ask. Well, Callum Singleton needed a quick finish. He's going to get a quick finish. It's going to be 6 minutes and change for 3 frames, which is doable. Worth pointing out that 15-second shot clock, it sort of hurries you along. 2 minutes a frame is 100% doable. He's just got to play flawless pool. And that's all he's got to do is play flawless, perfect pool.
And hope Shane Thompson has a couple of bad breaks.
Yep. It's as easy as that, Callum. What are you waiting for? But, yeah, in all seriousness, Shane Thompson should be sitting pretty comfy. He won't be, because he'll be itching to get out of there. He's done all the hard yards. He's done the work. He's on the precipice. One more chance should probably take him there. That's a brilliant shot from Callum Singleton. He knows he's got to play perfect. He is playing perfect. It may still not be enough, but he's so far fulfilling his end of the bargain. This for 2 frames away.
I'll tell you what,
4.5.
Shane will definitely want a ball off the next break.
Oh yeah. Not over yet. 4 minutes, 18 seconds. And that's what I say, 15-second shot clock. You're looking around about the 2-minute mark as about as long as you can take, really, to clear all the balls. Callum is going to have the time. He just needs the chances.
Absolutely.
It may be all he can hope is to square things up. Well, the question here for Reece McLaughlin, and I'm not sure what the answer to this question is whether he's on yellows or whether he's on the 8 ball. I've just been told my ear is on yellows. That answers the question. Needs to get underneath this one. Don't knock it in. Or does it go? I think that slides by. It does. That's an incredible shot. Wow, we're going the distance in the Challenger Tier 3 final. That's amazing from Reece McLaughlin. That's incredible. Wow. So the Challenger Series 3 tier event 2 is going to the decider. Shane Thompson will be itching to get a ball here. 4 minutes and 18 seconds left. There is time for Callum Singleton, but he needs the chances. Shane Thompson needs a ball.
Desperately needs the ball.
A ball almost wins in the match here. He's got one. He's got one. Has he got a shot?
Yes, he has.
Yeah, he's good. He's
likes
really good.
He really likes that. Look at yellows. Look at reds.
He doesn't just like it. He loves it.
In fact, you take reds. My initial thought was yellows, but reds are even easier.
No, reds are lovely. Reds are really, really nice.
Well, it could be it. Reds have come to Shane's rescue. Roses are red, violets are blue. Shane's in the final, but unfortunately not SINGU'S. Apologies. Think I've done JMO in. Anyway, Shane Thompson out, just sees 2 balls as Stephen Jameson collects himself off the floor. This for the final. And he's been brilliant, to be fair to him.
He has. He has.
Unlucky to Callum.
Yeah, you've got to feel for Callum Singleton, but Shane Thompson has done his job. He's been brilliant all weekend, and he's going to be rewarded with a Pro Series final for the first time since 2022. It's been a minute, but the safecracker has got himself another major final to look forward to. There's still plenty, though, going on around the other tables, Tony.